Welcome back, guys, to another episode of FPL Backbenchers. It's the 10th episode. Today we are recording on the 13th of October. Today I'm joined by my co-host Anjan as well as Ritwick. Guys, it's the 10th episode, so that little seed of idea has reached 10 episodes. How about it? How do you guys feel?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me again on the show. And hats off and kudos to both of you. And Ronaja is not here for putting up a good show every week, putting in the effort and the time. And I'm really glad that this has made it so far with uh, good amount of. I think we've done a good amount of coverage of the content that we started on, like the thought process behind of starting of the pod. We have been able to stick with it. I think so. All in all, yeah, always there's a scope for improvement, but nothing much to complain. I think so far it's been a good journey. I think.
Idea was to provide a differential take on FPL rather than what is there available already. I mean, as we already say, we don't claim to be experts. We are just veterans who are just sharing our experience and giving a slightly different take to how it goes about in the community. Anjan, how you're doing? We are. I personally am, to be very honest, totally at a disconnect with FPL. Primary reason being it's Durga Puja or Navratri for wherever you guys are celebrating. First of all, happy Durga Puja to everyone. Happy Navratri to everyone.
Yeah.
Stay safe and enjoy with your families.
Yeah. Well, we have been enjoying a lot these days, so a little bit disconnected with what's happening around. So, anyways, it's okay.
The only positive thing being that although it's a long international break, is the pod that we did in midweek. I mean, what an amazing guy Rohit is, right, guys? And it was an amazing pod. I mean, I learned so much from him personally. And Ritvik, I think you also watched the pod later. You
Yeah,
have
yeah. I
some.
watched the pod and I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was a very I think not a very innovative kind of a thing. He was his entire journey, which he was explaining, was simply basics. Like he said, no, I'm not that stats kind of a guy. I look at the run of fixtures. I don't go for it. So it's what an average FPL player does. He has been able to stick to his plans with his gut feeling, and the result is showing. I mean, he's a very. I saw his profile and everything. He's a very talented FPL manager, and I wish him all the success. And I hope he reaches the India number one spot as soon as possible because he has a very a record to be envy of. I will have to say any FPL player seeing his 14 seasons record will feel envy that what I've been doing wrong all these years. And a very humble and down to earth kind of a guy. Very soft spoken. I thoroughly enjoyed the pod. I had a nice time in seeing the entire pod. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a totally stand-up guy, and the fixture, his entire view upon how he plays and everything was very insightful, to be honest. Rohit, we are all wishing you best of luck so that you regain the number one position once again, as it is. As I was saying, Rohit, we wish you regain the number one position once again in India. And we won't be doing the game week 7 review as well as talking about our points. We have already done that with probably one of the greatest FPL managers to have come around. So if you guys have missed it, you can check out that link video. I'll post the link in the description. Do check out our last pod. We have done extensive game week 7 reviews. Now this will be a very quick pod, guys, because we are all pretty rushed up, to be very honest. Apologies for that. It's festive period, festive time. So we will be straight away jumping to what is the hot topic right now. A lot of people have been on wildcard. So upfront, we will be looking at firstly what are the fixtures to attack. I mean, basically we will be looking at from an attack standpoint as well as a defensive standpoint as well, right? So let's first get into the attack mode. uh, this is again, I would like to shout out to FPL Mate till 38. You can follow him on at the rate of FPL E38 on Twitter. He has again done a fixture ticker of attack from game week 8 to 15. This is based purely on expected goals per 90 minutes. as we can straight away see, Chelsea, Southampton, Spurs, Brentford, Wolves, Man City, they are particularly teams who have very good attacking fixture wise. Chelsea is probably a no-brainer by now in the community, right? And considering Anjan is already on wild card, so I would like to ask Anjan, like from Chelsea's attack viewpoint, what are the players that you are attacking and any differentials that we can target? And I believe you already have a differential in your team right now. We'll be showing your
Well,
wild card team.
well, attacking wise, I guess the best option is Lukaku. He is like nailed on to play 90 minutes approximately. Nailed on. And other attacking potential would be our fullbacks. Provided you have to know who are provided you have to
Fullbacks we
know
will be
who are
probably
starting.
be getting into on the defensive section. So, like from a
Yeah.
midfielder and forward point, is there any differential or any other attacker that you might be suggesting that people can target
So I
from
would
Chelsea
I
in
would
wildcard?
suggest Mason Mount is a pretty nice option. Mason Mount is a pretty nice option. He is I think 7.4 right now. He would be starting most of the games, and he is like one of the core player in our team. He won't have those like explosive points, but he would have a consistent points like assist
He'll
or a
be
goal.
keeping on ticking with assist
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
also he's probably one of the most important creative outlet for
yeah,
Chelsea
yeah,
and especially for Lukaku. Ritwick,
yeah, yeah.
any
Yeah.
players apart from Lukaku interest you from Chelsea's attack and not the
Timo
defense I
Werner
was speaking
actually.
about?
I think yeah, about to say his name. Timo Werner is in big demand right now amongst the FPL community. I think certainly, I think he has got a price rise also. I think I'm not sure. I think he
No,
got a price rise. He didn't get a price rise,
I
but I think I've seen him in a lot of teams in the FPL community on Twitter. I think people who are wary of Chelsea's run as from a defensive point of view, if they are unsure whether Chelsea will keep clean sheets or not, I think first of all, three players from Chelsea are no-brainer if you're wildcarding. First things first. People who are wanting to keep Lukaku and a Chelsea defender because there's some doubts between who is going to start. We'll come to it later. Alonso and Chilwell, stuff like that. Mason Mount is also an option. So if people are convinced that Chelsea are going to give more attacking points in this run of fixtures rather than the defensive points, then Timo Werner is someone who you can look in as a punt. Obviously, he's a high budget player, so he is going to be a placekeeper for either upgrading to a higher profile player or downgrading to a say Antonio or something like that or DCL. So I think he's a safe bet from his price point of view, and also you can have a look at him. He scored I think a goal or assist in the last game. I think he gave points and he looked in the right place, the right kind of guy. He was always there nearby the goal when the crosses and the passes were coming in. I feel bad for Lukaku because he should have got more than 2 points. He was my captain this game week. But I think Lukaku is due. So Lukaku is a must-have, and if you want a punt player, you can have a look at Werner. I think so.
I think mostly about Timo Werner. First of all, we are really cramped up for attacking striker positions in that sense. Considering there is Antonio, there is Jimenez, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of options. For people who are going Werner instead of Lukaku on their wildcards, I would be a bit cautious about that because I mean you need to ask yourself the question: would you be carrying Werner throughout this run, and would he be there in your team throughout the entire fixture run that there is?
If
So
you are asking about if I would have wildcarded this week, I would not have taken Timo Werner because I don't see him playing this 7-8 run of fixtures every match day in day out. Lukaku, on the other hand, is most assuredly sure of playing minimum of 80-85 minutes per match. Werner, I think, will be optimized or utilized by the manager on the wings also. Then he will become like the old Timo Werner, which he was. With people were keeping him, captaining him, and he was blanking week after week. So if you are like 3 million rank and you want to wildcard, you can go for a punt. If you are in a good rank, like the 500k, 200k sort of a rank, I think it is advisable to go for two Chelsea defenders and one person by the name of Romelu Lukaku. A
I
safe bet,
completely
I
agree
think.
to I completely agree to that because in Timo Werner, essentially you are booking a transfer in advance because you will be
Yeah.
transferring him out at some point of time. Next on, we will be talking about Southampton. I understand a lot of people are a bit wary about Saints and their assets, and probably there is conversation about Adam Armstrong and all. Uh, Personally, for me, if you look at the run that they have Leeds at home, Burnley at home, Watford away, Aston Villa at home, and Norwich away. This is their next five fixtures. I think these are absolutely standout fixtures for from an attack standpoint of view. And personally, given a choice, if it is to be into consideration, I think I would be going Adam Armstrong over Timo Werner. I understand that he does not have penalties, but then again, you also have to keep in mind that James Ward-Prowse is out for I think the next two fixtures, so there might be a chance that he is on penalties. Plus, he's very attacking. I mean, he's the upfront, he's the focal point for every Southampton attack that goes through. And Southampton essentially are not like a defensive set team. I mean, they adjust their systems to the oppositions that they're facing. If they're facing a very attacking opposition, I understand they provide a low block and they are stopping all the attacks from in that sense. But with Livramento and also Stuart Armstrong is supposed to be fit. If he's fit, he is probably a shoe in that team. I see this particular run of fixture. I think it's a very good run of fixture if you're considering to attack in that sense. Any other? I mean, what are your thoughts, guys, regarding
Well,
Adam Armstrong and as such generally Southampton assets?
well, I think Southampton assets are very much viable option right now. But there is a news somewhere flying around that Che Adams is having a hamstring injury, I guess, and like he would be out for around 2 to 3 weeks, most probably. Not sure about that completely, but like if this particular news is quite true, and if I think okay, Che Adams isn't there, I think Che Adams is like a ticking in the box. Like he is like he is one of the non-selfish players I have seen. So like injury to Cherams would be a very like negative point for Stuart Armstrong.
Adam Armstrong.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Adam Armstrong.
Anybody interest you, Ritwik, from
Yeah,
Southampton
yeah. I
attack
was about to
wise?
mention a point. Like if you're taking Adam Armstrong, you're filling in a forward spot. Now, as we discussed few moments earlier, that there are limited forward slots. I think the smart thing to do here is to look for, because the Southampton, the three games which Jamie Ward-Prowse is serving the ban is Leeds home, Burnley home, Watford away. These three matches he's unavailable. The smart thing to do here is to select that target, that player who will be playing in the position of Jamie Ward-Prowse, and you can fill in that player instead of Demari Gray or that Crystal Palace Gallagher player. Gallagher. So these players are having a difficult run of fixtures. You can allot. I think the player who will be playing in Ward-Prowse's place will be Stuart Armstrong. I'm not sure about it. I think he should be filling in that spot. So I think he will provide the assist or even go for the spot kicks and stuff like that. So the smart thing to do, not wasting a forward slot, and go for the player who will be providing the playmaker role for Southampton, in which spot Prowse was playing for these 3-4 fixtures at least, until unless he comes back.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah,
Stuart
fair enough.
Armstrong definitely, if he comes into the picture, he is an amazing option. He's very attacking, very direct. Uh, Saying that when we say that there is limited spot in forward position, what I would like to present as a case for Adam Armstrong is that there might be a case that probably it's time to let Antonio go, right? And also the fact that he is so cheap enables you to actually strengthen your midfielders in that sense, wherein probably you can go for a Son or a De Bruyne, or if you are cash strained for budget, you can go for big defenders at the back. So that's something that can be into consideration. Next, speaking about fixtures, as we were speaking about Sun, Spurs have the next best run of the fixtures probably. Their fixtures are even better from game week 12. I'll just read out the fixture. The first starts with Newcastle away, which is very easy attacking wise. Next is West Ham away. I think even people do consider West Ham as a big team. They are, but you also have to take in consideration. I think they have only kept one clean sheet this entire season till now in 7 matches. So their defense seems very leaky, and there's this situation with Fabianski and Ariola and who should be starting. So it's not a settled defense which is keeping clean sheet after clean sheet. The next fixture after that is Manchester United home. Now, granted, it's a big fixture, but as we have come to know, Varane is injured for the next 3 to 4 game weeks. There is not
Maguire is also
surety.
injured.
Yeah, there's not surety about Maguire as well. So they're essentially their first choice centre backs are gone. So it will be Lindelof and somebody, probably Eric Bailly. So which is not their first choice, right? And Manchester United itself has also been leaking quite a lot of goals in the run-in. Next is Everton away. Okay, that might be a here and there fixture. I mean, it can go either way. Considering Spurs Everton, I always see is very attacking. The next three, which is game week 12, game week 13, game week 14, which perfectly aligns with the fact that people will be wildcarding in probably game week 15. Spurs fixtures are Leeds home, Burnley away, and Brentford home. So I think, and game week 15 also is Norwich home. So for this particular run, wherein they have three home fixtures in the next four from game week 12, I think that is an amazing run. The obvious choice is obviously Sun, who is an option. Another player, I mean, he's not exactly a differential in that sense, but he has been a differential. People can consider if people are wary about Lukaku, I think Harry Kane can be a substitute at least for the next two fixtures, wherein or if you want to take a 1 week punt, wherein you feel Lukaku will not be doing as well as against Brentford, you can probably go with Harry Kane on a wild card and then switch to Lukaku in that sense because Harry Kane's number recently has actually gone up since the last 3 4. I mean, it's human only because he did not get his probably his the transfer that he wanted. So it does take some time to settle his head around. But I think eventually he will be going on. I mean, we can't really envision Harry Kane not scoring goals in an entire season, right? How about you, Ritwik? I mean, you
I
are a
think,
big Harry Kane.
yeah, I'm a big Harry Kane fan. I think you've raised a valid point that people, if they are thinking of wary of Lukaku or they're shifting from Ronaldo, I think they can go for a Harry Kane. But I think it depends on your rank, present rank. If you're wildcarding and if your rank is 3 million, I would go for Harry Kane, no doubt. If I'm wildcarding and my rank is 200k, 300k, I would play safe and look for Heung Min Son. I think Son is again proving is a very consistent player. Last 3 4 seasons, he has been very consistent. He gets into attacking positions, dangerous areas, wins, tracks backs also. So I think if you're wildcarding and if you're in a good position in your mini league or global, you should go for Heung-min Son. And if your rank is 3 million, 4 million, then you should go for Harry Kane. It's a no-brainer because this is the best run of fixtures, 5 fixtures. I was just doing a quick internet search also. The last 5 fixtures between Tottenham and Manchester United have conceded around 20 goals, both teams combined. So if people are thinking that no, the Spurs are having a difficult fixture in the form of Manchester United, it historically United and Spurs have proven to be a costly affair. So if I am
Goal
wildcarding,
scoring
Heung-min
match.
Son, yeah, goal scoring match. If I am wildcarding, Heung-min Son is one of the first names on my wildcard list. Surely.
Absolutely. Anjan, anything else to add? Otherwise, we'll move on.
No, 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 no. Completely agree. Just if it is if you are going to take only one player from Spurs, that should be Son, not Kane.
True. Moving on, I mean, Brentford also have a good fixture. I don't think we need to speak any more about Tony and Embuemo that we have already done in the past. They are absolutely standard options. Budget, Tony has gone up in price, I think. So he's
Yeah.
6.4 now, which is still very affordable. Embuemo is a superb choice. You can keep him as a fifth midfielder, or you can play him in your main team as well. He's very attacking, can score against anybody. Uh, Barring this, Wolves have had a huge upturn, so especially in the form of Jimenez's form. So Jimenez seems somebody who is in confidence right now. Uh, there's a lot of talk about Huang in the community, and this was the exact same question that I had raised to Rohit as well in the last pod. I will just reiterate his point. Huang is absolutely an amazing option. If you are thinking of going Huang instead of Jimenez, then probably not because I feel and I don't think anybody will disagree. Jimenez will be more involved. If you want to look at a double up, sure enough, you can go for it because essentially in Huang you are you don't, again, it's like the same conundrum as Timo Werner. You would not be keeping him for the entire season. So you would be taking him out sooner or later. And the moment he loses, because he's not a first choice as Jimenez is right now, might be he becomes that. But the moment he is not in the team, then you're looking and scrambling for an option. And really, in that price bracket, there is nobody else that you can get. So it's effectively two transfer to get him out of your team. So something to keep in mind. If people are, I know he is right now the hot property in the community. Everybody is talking about He Chan Wong, but that's my only thing. I personally would not be going him over Jimenez. Granted, there is a price thing, but you don't. He won't be scoring a brace every other game week,
Yeah,
right? Anything to add, guys? Any other Wolves options that interest you guys?
No,
I think
none
from
for
an
me.
attacking point of view, I think Jimenez and Wong should cover if you're on a wild card or looking to transfer in Bulls players, because Traore has been all show, no go. I think this is from game week one. He is being doing all his runs and the dribbling, the going past the defender easily, but the end product is not there. So I think Jimenez, if you're on a wild card, is an easy no-brainer. And if you're trying to save budget for going three premiums or stuff like that, then you can have a look at Wong. But personally, I would go for Jimenez. He's looking in good form. He's come back from an injury. He wants to prove a point, and he has been I think, the talisman player for Wolves all these years. So he would want to be the number one guy in the Wolves squad again. So I think Jimenez is a no-brainer. I think on a wild card, at least for this run of 6-7 fixtures, he should be there in your team.
Absolutely. The next big team that there is, I mean, many people are going and they're considering this punt is about Man City. So, Man City guys, see, there's nothing more to add than the fact that their entire team usually is uncertain. It's not because of a habit of the manager, it's because of the amount of talent that he has at his disposal. And keeping in mind, he also, much like how Tuchel does, manages 3-4 competitions, so there will be rotation. uh, I personally feel if people are considering Foden, because there's a lot of talk about Foden in the community, I think he's a viable punt, because if you go by what Guardiola says, that he will not replace players based on their performance. So Foden has been performing well for whatever little sample size that he has been fit for in this particular season. Foden has played the Premier League match. So right now does not look like a very bad punt. And obviously at that price point you can move him to practically anybody. There are a lot of midfielders you can downgrade to, or probably if you have budget you can upgrade to as well, probably to a Son or somebody. uh, Amongst Foden and Torres, I would be more wary about Torres if you're going for Torres, because he did not essentially play bad. I mean, I did not feel in this season entirely that he has had an awful performance in a particular match, but still he has lost his place. And out of the two, I think Foden is more certain into Man City's attack in that sense. Barring this, I mean, nobody is mentioning Bernardo Silva is looking like somebody who's starting every match. And although he starts in a, you can say, a Gundogan kind of a role, but he is pretty attacking because he's in and around the box. Again, he's not a very explosive option. So he's not that, vanity Man City move that you make. He's not a Kevin De Bruyne. He's not a Riyad Mahrez who might get you a hat trick, but he's a very consistent player who keeps on getting consistent returns. So that again might be an option. What do you guys feel about the KDB punt? Because a lot of people are wondering about whether to take KDB in their wildcard teams or not.
Well, KDB is a very nice punt. If you can afford him with all those budget and all those stuff. I think he's like a sure shot starter. He would start. I think 9 out of 10 matches. He would definitely start, and he would play 70, 75 minutes, 80 minutes, most of the matches, and he would have all those assists, goals. He's a he's like a very nice person to have. And like I feel like the only like downgrade would be like his price. Like he's around 11.9, and most probably you will get those similar kind of points if like you have two sure shots starting defender from City team, because they would also provide almost the same kind of point what like KDB would provide.
True.
But yeah, one more like good option is that KDB is a very good and nice captaincy option.
I would beg to differ to that, but I will come back to that. Let's speak with Ritwik
No,
first, who
I
has
think
a
I
better
think Anjan
experience.
Anjan I think has raised a very valid point. If you are wildcarding, and this week if you look at the fixtures, there's not a standout captaincy option. If you know Kevin De Bruyne is starting at home against Burnley, he's your obvious captain choice.
I would again disagree with you guys, because when you say that there is not a standout fixture, I would highly
No,
say that Watford against Liverpool is a highly
it's a
standout fixture. The
I've
only
had a
prejudice
very
that we have is it's the first fixture of the game
first
week. So
yeah.
yeah.
that's something that is there in our heads. But if you look at it, if you think about it logically, there is no reason why. If you are watching the match, you know Salah would score or he will be
Yeah,
involved in
definitely.
that,
Yeah, definitely.
right? So it's
There are
just that something.
many
Yeah,
standout feature
it's
in this particular league. You can take again this Spurs are playing Newcastle away. I feel it's a very standout feature.
I think Spurs. You would not bet Spurs scoring 3 to 4 goals against Newcastle rather than you would have an easy bet of Man City scoring 5 against Burnley at home. And historically, Man City have thrashed Burnley. I think in the last 2 3 matches they have played, I think they have thrashed Burnley. I think Man City are going to score in this. Is more surety of Man City scoring at home against Burnley rather than Spurs away at Newcastle. With Newcastle having that team changeover and the new owners, they would want to impress their new owners. They are not going to go down like for first match with new owner 5 goals. No, I don't think so.
I don't think the changeover would be that drastic. It will take some time because they have to get rid of a lot of players, a lot of management, everything. Coming to the City point of about having KDB, the only caveat to that is if if it's on me, if you give me an option of KDB and a Son, I would probably take a Son because I think he will be giving a similar kind of return, if not the exact same return, at a much lesser price. And as to the point that Anjan said, I mean, if you are taking KDB, it basically means you are sacrificing probably a premium in the forward spot.
Yeah,
So then it becomes an option of captaining between Salah and KDB. I think 9 out of 10 times you'll be going Salah captain over KDB because you are not as confident on KDB as a captain than Salah, which essentially dictates that you probably have to perma captain Salah in that sense, wherein you are not getting the diversity of a fixture. So I
true, true.
personally would not be going with KDB right at this point. In stating that I am a huge KDB fan, I do believe that there will be a 2 or 3 game weeks window where if you own KDB and you can captain him, it will drastically change your ranks because, as has been the case with City for the past 2 3 seasons, people don't know exactly who to own barring the defense. So
Yeah.
anytime you can nail down an attacker and actually manage to captain him, you have gained yourself a huge advantage in that sense. But would I be willing to take that risk, especially for people who don't have a wild card? It becomes an automatic transfer. You will be transferring him out. For people on wildcard, I would not be as optimistic as Anjan saying that he will be definitely playing 9 out of 10 matches. I don't think so, because KDB somehow injury-wise is not the same player that he was 2 3 years back. He is somebody who constantly keeps on getting injured, and his time in general is very man-managed by Pep Guardiola, and they do have Champions League fixture coming as well. So I do see the odd missing out, probably the 45 minutes, 60 minutes. You would not be wanting to invest 12 million on somebody who might not complete the game. I mean, I would not personally. So that's to be something to be wary about. If you can nail down the KDB punt, absolutely, you're bang on. Your rank will be skyrocketing. Also, as you can guys can see from this particular list, Manchester United and West Ham are very down the order. West Ham is 20th on this ticker. Manchester United is 16th. So the only reason I'm stating, actually they are 17th. So although there are a lot of people, a lot of us who are holding on to West Ham assets, Manchester United assets, and probably people will be wary about losing them on their wild card or actually transferring them out. I wouldn't be very worried if you are doing that. Even if you're losing probably Antonio at this point, I don't think it will be worrisome. Yeah, the ownership is worrisome, but I don't see the returns coming as thick and fast as how they were coming in the first 4 5 game weeks. What do you guys think?
Well, I am also having a similar kind of thoughts. Well, my team would say something else, no doubt about it. But yeah, I'm thinking of like shifting Antonio to someone cheaper, like might be Adam Armstrong or Tony, and like moving my another asset to a premium one option. So yeah, I'm like having thoughts about it.
How about you, Ritwik? You think
I
it's
think I think it's like looking at two sides of the coin. The trick to a wildcard is not just getting in players; it is also about the players who are you trying to get out. You should not be hastily just taking players out. I think the point here, I think people are having a mindset is they are sticking to Ronaldo, and he does not have a very good run of fixtures. Even I am one of those owners. I think I'll be keeping him for Leicester away. I think, but logically, I should be taking him out and getting Vardy or Harry Kane, as we discussed earlier. But the problem with doing Antonio and Ronaldo out is if you are filling the place with say Adam Armstrong or Brentford Tony. So the budget we're not going to keep in the bank. We're not going to keep 12, 13 million in the bank. We're going to spread it in the midfield, probably upgrade a Bernardo Silva to a Kevin De Bruyne, and we have exhausted a wild card. So now when the fixtures turn, it will be very very difficult to upgrade an Adam Armstrong to a Cristiano Ronaldo and Mbuemo to a Heung-min Son or something like that. So hastily we should not be just removing Antonio and Ronaldo because they are 17th and 20th on the ticker list. We can have a look because Leicester away, I think Ronaldo is there, and West Ham is having Everton away. So if Antonio looks in the nick and the form that he has been for the past 7 weeks, we should not be hastily removing him out. I mean, 7.9, we bought him at 7.8 or something like that. I'm not going to find a better play because buying him back, if he goes 8.2, and this season is all about budget prices, I think you have to keep a track and on the prices of the players which you're targeting. I mean, I am having difficulty converting my Alonso to Cancelo. So here we are talking about Adam Armstrong to Ronaldo after game week 15 or 14. If you don't have wildcard, it is very difficult.
absolutely?
Managers who
I
are
do
wildcarding might
agree.
have a look at it.
I do agree to that. Probably if you're holding on to your wild card, it's a very viable option. Like me, I'm holding on to my wild card
Yeah,
as of now. But yeah, you should be wary. But my point was that it should not be the end of the world. I mean, it's not that something like cardinal kind of a mistake that you're removing Salah when your wild card, which is absolutely absurd to think about it. You can go with that. There might be an option where people are looking to switch Lukaku back to Ronaldo when their fixture eases up. Another good player that Ritwik mentioned in the passing by is Vardy. Is probably somebody as we have overlooked throughout the entire season.
yeah.
This particular
He's
fixture,
the league's highest scorer, I think. No, maybe what is the league's highest scorer right now?
second highest, I think,
Second
after
highest is right now.
Antonio. After Antonio, I
Yeah,
think. I'm not sure.
after Salah, I guess.
After Salah, sorry. Yeah. I was thinking about forward. Yeah. After Salah, I think he's the second
He's
highest.
joint highest. No, he's joint highest with Salah, 6 goals. I just looked it up. He's joint highest with
Okay.
Salah.
Okay. So Leicester's run is Manchester United home. We have already spoken that their defense probably will be in shambles for the couple of game weeks. Then they have Brentford away. Okay, granted that's a iffy fixture. Arsenal home. The fixtures might not be suggesting that, but Jamie Vardy again has a record against scoring against big team. If anything
Yeah,
Leicester does, it goes through Vardy. He has a knack of scoring goals against the bigger teams, so he might be a viable punt, and especially for people who wants to hold probably as a placeholder for Ronaldo or Lukaku. You He's somebody you might be looking at.
yeah.
Let's move on to the defense section. I think the surprising thing in from this particular fixture ticker is that Leeds are at the top. Many people will be very iffy that how can you place Leeds at the top. Then again, guys, consider that this is taken about minutes per XGC per 90 minutes, and the kind of opposition that Leeds face in the next 4 5. They're Southampton away, Wolves home, Norwich away, Leicester home. it states to that there might be an upturn in their defensive returns. Plus, their centre back pairing, I think they are back. Melier has been standout throughout this entire season. I mean, he has been saving Leeds a lot of points, even this season as well. So there might be a slight upturn. Barring this, the next on the ticker is Southampton. I think at this point, anybody who's wildcarding, most people are considering Livramento, and I don't have anything other or special to add to that. He's an absolute standout choice who plays on wings, very attacking, almost like Trent-esque. I mean, obviously, he's not on the level of Trent, but kind of like that. He makes the run to the box. There's a lot of process coming in. He's a definite option. Then there is Man City and Chelsea. This is a interesting thing. I mean, there are people who are going for two City, two Chelsea. There are people who cannot afford those four defender spots because they are going for Trent. I feel you should be going for Trent if you're going on wildcard right now, because if you're not going with Trent and later then you have to bring in Trent without a wildcard, it becomes a lot of headache for you. So if you are using your wildcard right now, I feel Trent should be there. Then it comes to the question of City versus Chelsea. So there's no easy answer. I feel here like you should go to City or you should go to Chelsea. Okay, if you want to look at it as from a defensive point of view, defensively City are probably more sounder than Chelsea. So they are a bit up a notch defense than Chelsea. But then again, you have to consider the option. I think for me personally, and if you guys want to chip in, you can also add. I think Cancelo is a standard option you should be getting if you're on wildcard.
Definitely.
Another option, I think, if I think about the pool of City and Chelsea defenders only, I probably would be going with Reece James. There's news that he is fit. I think he's absolutely standout defensive option for me personally. And then it becomes whether you have the money to afford a Diaz or you have the money to afford a Rudiger. So I think either case it's a viable option. So that then it becomes a matter of about your budget. If you can obviously own a Diaz or even probably a Laporte, because I don't see Laporte out of nowhere losing his place, because although with all Pep's tinkering,
You are
Pep does
agreeing to
not.
me rightly now.
I'm trying to make a case for you. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think Pep tinkers a lot with this defense because he has
Yeah.
realized this that the defensive pairing is important. It was the same exact situation if you guys think about it from last season when Stones was fit and Stones was playing, even when Laporte was fit. So the fact that Stones is fit does not necessarily guarantee that Stones might be coming back. Uh, if you think about it, and according to stats, Laporte is actually much more attacking than Diaz. So you save money as well as you get probably a much more attacking defender. And if in case he misses out, you do have Livramento who has a very good run of fixture to actually cover from your bench. Any other defender apart from this that you guys feel that
I
should
would
be?
like to counter one point of yours. Speaking about Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'm a very huge fan of the guy. As per the ticker, I'm seeing Liverpool are placed ninth on the list. So this is I think wholly and solely from a defensive point of view. This is not covering the attacking aspect of the defender. Now, last year, if you would remember, Trent Alexander-Arnold got injured, and when he came back from his injury, he took time to gather his pace and his crosses were wavered. He took time. During the end of the season, he came back to his old self. If I had him during that run, he was giving 2 points, 2 points, 2 points. So if you are having two City defenders and two Chelsea defenders and Livramento as a fifth defender, I think it will more than cover up the Trent Alexander dilemma. You are straight away saving a lot of money because I think City and Chelsea have a good run of fixture defensively. Cancelo is, if not more, equally he gets in the attacking places where Alexander Arnold does. So he is pretty much giving you 80% of Alexander Arnold's attacking posing threat. So if you are not having Trent Alexander, I don't think you should be worried. Yeah, it's okay. Two City, two Chelsea defenders will cover.
I
Okay, one more.
completely agree with you regarding the defensive part of it. Absolutely, if you're having two City, two Chelsea, it is covered. From the attacking standpoint, people why they take Trent is due for the attack. I don't think barring Cancelo, there is anybody who can actually match him underlying stats wise or actual gameplay wise.
I think
Wherein
for this
because
run of
Trent,
fixtures, Reece James. Reece James. for these 6-7 fixtures, these James will better Alexander Arnold. I feel if he plays
But
all these
he
6-7 fixtures, he will give you good points.
but that's the point. He is not nailed, whereas Trent is
Yeah,
absolutely nailed, and Trent is very instrumental in anything that Liverpool does as an attack because they don't play with a creative midfielder, right? Their attacking outlay is from the wing
wings.
backs.
Yeah, but my
So
point is like when Alexander Arnold comes back from an injury, he takes time to gather his pace, and the crosses are very wayward. I had this experience with him last year. I hope it's not the same. So if people are wildcarding, they can just look into this, and if they feel that the two Chelsea and two City defenders plus Livramento is, I think they should not be worried that oh no, I don't have Trent Alexander-Arnold and I'm having two City, two Chelsea defenders. It's so horrible. It's nothing like that. I think if Alexander-Arnold might score a free kick or astonishing free kick this game week and it might give two assists to Salah, then I will be able to like nothing much to say over there. But still, I feel if you don't have Alexander Arnold right now, if you have a City Chelsea defense cover up, you are safe and sound. You don't need to worry that Alexander Arnold is 35% owned. I don't think so.
Well, one more thing. Can you tell the Liverpool next four fixtures to our
Watford away,
viewers?
Manchester away, Brighton home, West Ham away, Arsenal home.
Manchester United away, right?
Manchester United, Watford away, Manchester United away, Brighton home, West Ham away, Arsenal home. I think Manchester United is a good difficult fixture.
I
Brighton I think have the least goal conceded this season so far.
I
West Ham at home is good.
I feel like if like anybody is going to punt without Trent, I think this is the perfect time to punt. If you are going to punt
If I am
with
wildcarding this game
with
week, I will not take Alexander Arnold.
no
Big
like
words, but I will
the
not take him.
no, he's a very nice option. He is a very good option, no doubt about it. But like suppose if you are going to punt without him ever, then I think this period is the this particular 4 5 weeks is the best period to punt without him because I feel Watford away is a very easy picture, but I feel like Fabinho and Ellison would be out for this particular match because they would be traveling late. So defensive wise, I don't know how like good they would be Liverpool. Then they face Manchester United away. I feel like they would concede. Then they would face Brighton, who are very sound defensively. Then Arsenal are also very sound defensively right now. So like this next 3 4 fixtures is a very punty type of fixtures. You can just give a punt if you are going without him. That's my thought
Yeah,
process.
I can upgrade Cancelo to Alexander Arnold after game week 12. It's not much. 1.3 million is the difference. That can be managed. If you're wildcarding, it's better to have
personally,
two City, two Chelsea.
I don't have Alexander Arnold right now in my team. So, but if I was personally wildcarding right now, the only reason I don't have Alexander Arnold because I feel that I have a wildcard and that is my backup to get Trent back because it's a lot of hassle to actually get him back in my team right now. But if I'm wildcarding and if I know I don't have a wildcard later on, I will be very wary about not owning Trent because Trent does not actually require any fixture. I mean, I agree to the point of a defensive standpoint from Allison and Fabinho, but then again, he is. I don't think there are many defenders who are directly on free kick. Every free kick that there is, Trent will be there. Every almost 90% of the corner kicks, he is there. He is an amazing crosser of the ball. He's also there, ever present outside the in and around the box. So yeah, that's something to consider. Barring this, the only other option I would probably consider, or might be people can consider on a wild card, is Arsenal defense. Arsenal has a good run of fixture. The major factor for taking in their defenders is because they are very cheap. The Arsenal, if you want to get in on Arsenal, right now is the best time probably because they have the next three fixture at home out of the next four, which are Crystal Palace home, Aston Villa home, Watford home. I think clean
Watford away.
sheet can. Now Watford is a home and Leicester is away in between. So
Yeah.
I think clean sheet is quite achievable in these kind of fixtures. Ben White is somebody who is also looking good in accruing bonuses as well. So that is somewhere you might be wanting to go and you can think about as an alternative if you are strained for budget. Also, I would like to mention Brentford. Brentford, I would like to mention in the aspect that people will also be looking for a goalkeeper in their wildcards. So
Yeah,
I know many people are considering for Ramsdale. I think Raya is also a very standard option. He is posting similar stats like Ramsdale. There are a lot of saves that coming in. Brentford in general do look solid. Although their next few fixture, I would not be expecting a clean sheet. I don't see them keeping a clean sheet against Chelsea, Leicester. But after that, probably Burnley away, Norwich home, Newcastle away. These are quite achievable fixtures as per clean sheet. So if you are thinking about goalkeeper in that sense, and you cannot probably go up till Jose Sa from Wolves, then in that case, if you are it's about between Ramsdale and Raya, you can actually consider Raya
yeah,
because Sanchez will now have difficult fixtures after this particular game week against Norwich. His fixtures will turn. He has Liverpool, Man City, and generally Brighton's fixtures are mixed. So there, that might be a consideration in the wild card for people. So that's about it, guys. I think we have pretty much covered all the probable assets that you should be or probably should consider while wildcarding right now. We'll be moving on to the game week 8 fixtures and doing a quick preview about it, right? So starting, I think the first fixture, which is actually giving a lot of people conundrum whether to captain or not, is Watford against Liverpool. Uh, Now, before we mention how do we see the match playing out, there is doubt about uh, Diego Jota. I would only state this: the fact that he was not sent back from Portugal to Liverpool suggests to me that the injury is not serious. It is something that he, on an individual basis, is managing. The first match for Portugal was also inconsequential match. It was a friendly, did not require to play in that. Uh, if the injury would have been serious, he would have been sent back to Liverpool. Me stating that does not state that I see him starting. I do own him, by the way, but I his start position of starting will be much more at threat from the fact that Firmino was not called up to Brazilian squad, and Firmino has scored, I think, 2-3 goals from substitute appearance. He looks fit for the entire international break duration. He was there working with Klopp at Liverpool. So I think Firmino being there will be a higher risk to Jota than Jota being injured.
yeah.
And Trent, we have already mentioned. I think, yeah, I don't have any doubt that he'll be starting this particular match. He is fit. So, how do you guys see this match going? I think it will be an. There is a new manager bounce. People are wary about that as well because Ranieri will be coming into Watford. He is their new manager. One thing I would like to state about Ranieri, I was reading this article in Athletic as well. Ranieri generally is a manager who keeps on changing his squad a lot. The only season that he did not do that was with the season that he won with Leicester, where his squad was pretty much fixed. He did not change his players. Other than that, he has also, that's why over his career, he has got the name as a Tinkerman as well, because he keeps tinkering with his team a lot. So I don't see him absolutely shoring up the defense immediately in the first match. And regarding the quality of the opponent they are facing, it will be very difficult to actually stop Liverpool from scoring. So I don't have any doubt that Liverpool will find it hard to score. I think it will be quite an easy match. I personally would say it will be a 3-1 to Liverpool. And I do see Salah
Yeah,
scoring again.
Yeah, 2
yeah.
nil to Liverpool, I feel. A minimum 2 nil to Liverpool.
Now, the only
I feel
reason I'm
like
not going for a clean sheet is because Allison probably is not present. That might become a factor. But
Ellison
I,
and
I, I
Firmino.
think it will be yeah, I think it'll be a comfortable win for Liverpool in that
Yeah,
sense. And the fact that
comfortably.
Fabinho is also not there, I also would like to state this that the fact that Firmino is fit does not also necessarily mean that Jota would not be starting because if you see the trend, Klopp is trying to incorporate the forward attacking formation for a quite a lot of time now. In the easier fixture, I absolutely see that happening. I don't necessarily
Yeah,
see that is for probably the tougher fixtures where Jota will not start. So if Firmino was completely fit, probably Jota would not have started against Man City. So that's all the fixture that I think that Jota is a risk. Apart from that, I see Jota coming on in every match. Even if he's not starting, he will be there for the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes, be whatever is the time. So it's a gamble that you can take. He's very cheap for a Liverpool attacker. So that's the reward that you're getting. Next match is Aston Villa against Wolves. Anjan, how do you see this match going?
I feel like it would be a attacking kind of match. I feel like it would be uh, mm, probably it would be a 2-2 kind of score because I don't feel Aston Villa are very sound defensively. Wolves are not out right now very sound defensively, but I feel like attacking wise, Aston Villa are a very good team. Like Watkins, Ings. So it would be a 2-2 draw for me.
Ritwik?
Yeah, I think draw for me as well. I think not 2-2, maybe a 1-1, I think, because both teams are just finding their strides, I think. So I think they would not want to be going all out or playing very openly. I think a draw is on the card in this match. I think 1-1, or maybe Anjan is saying 2-2. But I don't see this goal having more than 3 goals or 4 goals in it. It's maximum 2-2, I think.
I agree to Ritwik's goal, and I also see it probably being a one-all draw. The thing to keep in mind is Emi Martinez again for Argentina will be coming in
Yeah.
very late. I'm not exactly sure whether he'll be playing or not. He might be missing this particular game week as well. So that is the only caveat to Aston Villa actually keeping a clean sheet. I see Wolves scoring this particular match.
Yeah.
Moving on, next match is Leicester against Manchester United. I think this will be a scoring match. Mm, I feel probably Manchester United will be nicking this 2-1. Uh, I don't see them keeping a clean sheet. I probably Vardy will be again on the score line. How about you guys?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel
United winning 2-1,
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I feel like it would be a 1-1 draw. I don't feel like United will win this match.
I think from an
I
FPL point
don't.
of view, this is a very important match for the Ronaldo owners. I think if he blanks in this match, I think people will be pushing him out in bulks. I think this is a very important match for the
True.
Ronaldo owners.
True, because neither of the defenses are particularly good.
Yeah,
When I say that, considering the fact that Varane and probably Maguire might not be available, so if you then compare both of the defenses are not good, I don't see both defense having the capability to grind out or draw for a very low scoring affair. Uh, if people are wondering whether to sell Shaw or not, I feel personally this is the right time to sell Shaw. I don't see him keeping a clean sheet against Leicester. Vardy will inevitably score. Moving on, next match is the 5-0 match. 3 times it has happened. Man City against Burnley. Um, I personally think it will probably not be a 5-0, but then again, since it's after an international break and there's no immediate commitment, it can be. I don't see any other result apart from City winning this match. Burnley, I
Ritik should
don't think.
predict actually.
I
Ritik
think
should predict this actually.
Burnley will win this match 4-0, and Cancelo and Diaz will get a yellow card. So I think I don't have a Man City defender. I'm very worried about this match. I don't have a City asset, to be honest. So I really want that somehow Burnley manages to stop the flow of the gigantic river by the name of Manchester City. Because if this match turns out to be a goals galore and the defenders, the fullbacks get involved, my game week rank is going to plummet like anything. But I think 3-0 to Man City, to be honest. From a fair point of view, I think minimum 3-0 to Man City. I think I see a clean sheet, honestly.
Yeah, I
Not
would
5-0
be.
anymore.
I hope it's not 5-0. I want it to be as lowly as nil as possible. Otherwise, my rank is going to plummet.
I think
Okay.
considering the fullbacks for Man City, especially when we say fullback, probably Cancelo, I think it's a viable option. I do see him probably getting involved. I think City will keep a clean sheet. I don't see any other
Yeah.
result in this. Uh, Next match is Norwich against Brighton. This is particularly interesting to me. I would like to get your guys' opinion. What do you guys think will be the match? Because I have a conundrum whether to play Duffy or to bench him. So, how do you see this match going, guys?
I feel like Brighton would keep a clean sheet. Definitely, I feel like Brighton would keep a clean sheet. But Brighton won't score like 3 or 4 goals also. I think they
They
should win
really
it.
don't do.
Yeah, I think they should win it probably by 1-0 or 2-0 maximum.
Okay. I think Ritwick is facing some technical difficulties. I also feel that probably this will be a 1-0 or a 2-0 kind of a match for Brighton. Uh, so, as much as I want, I think Norwich to score, I don't essentially see them scoring because Brighton are very organized defensively in that sense. Next fixture is Saints against Leeds. Supposedly, this is supposed to be an attacking fixture. They should be scoring. I would personally go with Saints actually winning this match against Leeds. I would say, considering Rafinha would be missing this match, as it is stated, because Brazil has a match on 15th and this match is on 16th. So, might be he'll not be making it in time for this particular game week. So, I see Saints winning this 2 goals to 1. I don't know whether one goal for Leeds will come, but generally they're a very attacking team. I don't think Saints will be keeping a clean sheet. How about you, Anjan?
Well, I feel like Southampton and Leeds United match, it should probably end in a draw, like 1-1 kind of draw. I don't feel like Southampton have that in them to win this particular match. Leeds have been playing quite well in like past few games. Without Rafina, without like Bamford injury and all those stuff, I feel they have those attacking potential to score a goal. Maybe Cleats, Harrison, then other people are there. James.
Ritwik, we are speaking about Southampton against Leeds. How do you see that playing out?
I think it's going to be a very tricky kind of a match. It can either be a 0-0 or a 3-3 kind of a match because Southampton plays. I think both the teams play a good football. They have been playing. I think the only missing thing for Southampton is the absence of Jamie Ward-Prowse. So that can maybe hinder the attacking threat that they possess. But I
Yeah,
still feel that this is going to be very tricky. It's either going to be a very boring 1-1 nil-nil or a very entertaining 3-3. I feel it can go either ways. It's your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, Leeds will be missing Rafinha because he will not be
Yeah,
able to make this for this particular game week. But then again, probably Bamford will be fit for this particular game week. So there's something to see. I will stick with my 2-1 kind of a scoreline prediction. I think Saints will win this one 2-1 against Leeds. Moving on, the next match is a very important match. It's Brentford against Chelsea. Yeah, this is particularly a difficult match to call. I would say Chelsea would probably win this 2-1. I think Brentford might find a way to score. Uh, how about we ask our Chelsea expert, Anjan, how do you feel your team will be doing in this particular fixture?
I feel like we should win this particular match, but yeah, definitely, I feel we would concede a goal. Yeah, I think we should be winning it by 2-1.
I think it's
I
going to
would.
be a very hard earned 2-1. Even if Chelsea
Yeah,
wins, it's going to be a very hard earned 2-1.
yeah, 2-1.
It's not a fixture that we'll be captaining Lukaku. I think
Yeah,
none of us are
Definitely not.
considering to captain Lukaku.
Definitely not.
And James would be fit for this match.
James, he is already there in training right now, but I don't feel like he would be starting this particular match. He might come from bench if provided, or like if he needs some game time. We have a like midweek match in against Malmo, so I feel like he will get some minutes if it is required, but I don't feel like he would be starting this particular match.
True. There is confusion about Alonso and
And
Chilwell. A lot of
Chilwell,
people
yeah,
are in that conundrum.
mm,
Uh, for people who already own, it's hard luck, guys. I think you have to play it out. You have to just hope for the best. If you are wildcarding right now, I would probably avoid that position. I would, as it is, we none of us expect Brentford to be the fixture that Chelsea gets a clean sheet. So I will probably hinder that, and I will rather go with the James route because James will eventually come in back into this team because there is no alternative to him in this team. Whereas both Alonso and Chilwell, who is slowly coming back into form, also scored a goal for England as well. So that's a situation I probably would not want
Yeah.
to get myself into. Right. Next fixture is Everton against West Ham. Uh,
One more thing to add regarding, yeah, definitely you should avoid it because you never know like when like Chilwell will start, when Alonso will start. But like if you are going to punt, I feel like Chilwell should be a better option because he was like always the first choice before his this injury, this mental
True.
condition and all those stuff. I feel like
True. True.
Chilwell is a like better option than Alonso.
Yeah, he's a more long-term option. He is
Yeah,
a actual first choice option for.
actual first.
Speaking about Everton, as I was about to say, there's a huge boost for Everton because I think Pickford, Richarlison, and DCL are all fit. I think they were fit before the international break happened. We saw them training, so I that will be a huge boost. Everton, even despite them have been scoring, so it all again, as considering West Ham is a leaky defense that we have established. I do see Everton scoring in this. The only caveat to that is Lucas Dean probably has got himself injured during the international break playing for France. So it's a bit unclear about length of his injury right now, but might be he misses this match. I don't see a clean sheet from this particular match. I think it will be a 2-1 kind of a match either ways. I cannot exactly call it right now whether West Ham will win or Everton will win, but I think it will be a 2-1 kind of a match. Ritvik, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the scoreline, I totally agree with you. I think it's going to be a 2-1 kind of match. I think, again, I would like to raise a point for the people who are wildcarding. This is the time to get off the Demarai Grain train, the Doucouré train, and the Townsend train, because now Richarlison and DCL are fit. Now, I don't think Demarai Gray and Andros Townsend or Doucouré are going to be playing that farther of the pitch and getting the goals and the assists that people have been getting from them for the last 3 to 4 game weeks. With Richarlison and DCL back, I think this is the ideal time to get these cheap defend player midfield out and look for other options like we discussed in the pod. Midfield options, you can have a look at it. I think this is the ideal time to get them out because people like me, I think I'm stuck with MRA Gray. So I will have to find another way out. If someone is on the wild card, I think it's an easy choice. This is the first name that I will get out of my team.
I think comparatively, if you compare the three, I think Gray is the safest choice because even with Richarlison and DCL being fit, he was still playing the exact same position that he's playing
Yeah,
right
but
now.
he is not going to get double-digit points now. I think with the
I don't think anybody is buying a sub 6 million midfielder expecting a double digit return every game week. It's absurd to expect that. I think Doucouré will be a bit affected. He will not be playing as advanced as he's playing right now. His role will be a bit more reserved. He is a box to box kind of a midfielder, but then again, he will be probably not as advanced as he is right now. Townsend is probably somebody to be wary about how that fits in. Again, Iwobi is somebody who is not fit, so and Townsend is a perfect fit in that side. So we'll have to see. It's an interesting gel as to how it happens when all of them come back.
yeah.
Rondon, I think, will be definitely replaced, but the rest of it we will have to see
Well,
because I think, yeah,
one more thing, I don't feel like Everton have a very kind run of fixtures right now.
no, Everton's fixture right now, if you look at it, uh, they are not. It's West
So
Ham
they're not bad
home.
also.
They're not bad. I mean, it's West Ham home, Watford home, both of which you expect them to score. Wolves away, probably not. Tottenham home is again scoring kind. Then it becomes Man City, Brentford, Liverpool, Arsenal, which is a
Yeah.
tougher
From
run
game week 11 on. Yeah.
from game week, game week 12 onwards. But in this run, I think they probably should score. I mean, if you look at the squad that Everton has, you will probably say it's not a good squad, but Rafa is a really good manager as to how he has managed his entire team.
Yeah.
So, commendable job as to what he has done. Newcastle Spurs, I see Spurs winning this one, probably 2-1 or 3-1. The one is purely for the fact that Callum Wilson is fit, so he'll be starting. Uh, he has a good record against Spurs as well.
Yeah.
I think Kane gets his first goal in this match, finally, if he's playing. so he breaks his duck for the season. What do you guys think? I feel San is a viable captaincy option as well if anybody is
Yeah,
having him.
exactly. Well, I feel like all this after like turnover of Newcastle and all those. I think Steve Bruce will at least try to play an attacking kind of football just to like impress his owners and all the stuff. So like I feel like yeah, definitely Spurs option are a very good option this particular week to attack them. I feel like it would be a 3-1 kind of match. Spurs winning it by 3-1.
You
And
would
like
like to differ, Rikuzu?
Yeah, I think Newcastle are going to make it very difficult for Spurs because now I think Newcastle have new owners. So the players are also having a mindset that next year we might get replaced. So they will try to give it more than their 100% or 200% to stay a part of Newcastle United. I don't think they're going to let Spurs score for fun because now each player, even the staff members and everybody, is fighting for their place in that Newcastle United football club. So it's not going to be easy for the opponent to just have a go at them. I think they're playing for their potentially their place in the squad right now. Not even they're playing 11, so they are going to give it a hard go. But still, Spurs should nick it. I think 2-1 maybe.
I think the team structure that Newcastle have, they don't have personnel actually to defend. They have much more talent in attacking department. So whether Steve Bruce likes it or not, he has to actually play an attacking brand of football
Yeah,
to support the kinds of Callum Wilson, Saint Maximan, and Almiron. A lot of people that he has, Willock. So
Vlog.
they don't generally play good to the defensive system. He will be playing in which turn Spurs are very good at counter attacking, as we already know. Son is one of the best counter attackers in the world. So yeah, it's a good fixture. Last
yeah.
fixture for this game week is Arsenal against Palace. I'm a bit wary about this fixture. Wary in the sense I think Arsenal should keep a clean sheet, but my heart says probably it will be not. And there is also the Patrick Vieira factor coming back to Emirates. So that's again a huge factor as well. I think probably, dare I say that Arsenal will win it 2-1.
You think Arsenal will concede?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I think because Crystal Palace have been very exciting as a team going forward. Especially, I'm very impressed by Gallagher. Obviously, everybody is impressed. I'm very impressed by Olis as well. Plus, they will have Eze coming back, and Eze, I think right now, as to how Zaha is playing, I think Eze is probably a better player than Zaha.
I
Anyway,
have a
Arsenal.
doubt because me being a Gallagher owner, I wanted to raise this question being a FPL manager. Now with Eze coming back, and I think Milivojevic has also been playing in the midfield in a more advanced position. I think Gallagher's FPL point set has reduced. You feel? I think he has become more of a assist to the assister kind of a guy now.
I think for Vieira particularly is very integral to how they attack. I don't see him losing his place or his position anytime soon. Milivojevic is somebody again who is dicey. He's not exactly assured a place in the team right now because he is of a different system mindset than probably what Vieira is trying to achieve. Saying that he has the passing range, he is one of the taller guys in that particular
Yeah.
Crystal Palace squad, which is very much required for them while they are defending a set piece. So it's not a given that Milivojevic will be taking over Gallagher's position. Gallagher has absolutely been sensational. He's very instrumental as to how they attack and how they create, and he's very direct in that sense, making the late runs and is acting as a second forward who is running into the box to latch onto the loose balls. So I don't see Gallagher's role being changed.
So if
Always
you're
is
on a
somebody
wild
to,
card, if you're on a
yeah.
wild card, should you keep him as a fifth midfielder? I think Crystal Palace have a decent run of fixtures. Newcastle home, then a City away, Wolves home, Burnley away, Aston Villa home, Leeds away. Should you keep him?
See,
Should you stick with him on a wild card fifth midfielder?
with a
I feel
fifth,
like
yeah.
I feel like in that particular price bracket, there are I feel like better option. Like ESR is there, MVMO is there. Like, I feel like there are far better options than him right now.
I was going to make the same point as Anjan is saying. I mean, obviously, he's on a wild card. He is much more tinkering than me. If I was to be given this particular price point, wherein this is a fifth midfielder and this is the price point, I think Mbuemo is the best option, considering his fixtures turn as well, and he is almost the second forward, or is at times he is the forward, and Tony is in a Harry Kane kind of a role, providing for him. So I think Mbuemo with the fixture run and everything is probably my preferential first choice. Second, I would probably go Gallagher. I'm not really still convinced over ESR. It's to be seen if he maintains his position in the team and everything goes fine. Definitely, he's a very good option. But I'm not exactly 100% confident about that as of now, honestly.
Okay.
So I think that's about fixture preview for this particular game week. Let's get on to our teams. I'll just pull up Ritwick's team if you can read it out for the viewers. How's your team and what are your
Yeah,
plans? Or if you have
my
already done
team
your team.
is not at all good this game week because I think Rafinha won't be playing against Southampton this week. I think I read somewhere. Alonso is also, I think, a 45-55% chance of playing. So the average kind of a thing is like I have Duffy coming off the bench if Alonso does not play. Norwich away is a decent kind of fixture, and if Rafinha does not play, Gallagher is coming in. So okay, it's okay. Oh, my team is very okay, okay, average kind of a team. I am thinking of saving my transfer because I want to get in Cancelo. I don't want to take a hit. I was very inspired by Rohit's last week pod. He said I don't like taking hits, so I'm going to change my mantra for that. I'll avoid taking a hit this game week. Otherwise, I was told on taking a hit. I'll take the India number two strategy and see how it pans out for me. Captaincy again, I'm very wary. Yeah, the first match of the it's kind of a mindset sort of a thing. I generally don't like keeping a game week one first match captain, but I in my team I don't see a better option than Salah, to be honest. Ronaldo, Leicester away. Okay, the defense is leaky. I might make a last second captaincy switch to Ronaldo, but as of now it's Salah. Meanwhile, Rudiger, if he's fit, Lukaku, I think his template. I think in all the teams, Lukaku is there. Antonio, I think I'll give him a couple of game weeks, as you said. If the fixtures are not that great and if his form is not able to keep up his form, I'll think of switching him to some other striker. But next week, I think I'll roll over my transfer for next week to get in a City asset. So I am hoping that City does not do well this game week.
Important since you touched upon it and he is in your team, I think we missed out touching upon this. A lot of people are wary about the injury to Lukaku as well as Rudiger. As far as Rudiger is concerned, I think he is absolutely fit because the manager's comment, Germany manager's comments was it's more of a precautionary thing. So it does not suggest that he is injured heavily, and he was fit to play that game against I think Luxembourg or somebody, and he chose not to play that particular match. So there is no doubt in my mind that Rudiger will be playing this game week. I will not be worried about that. Considering Lukaku, I think Anjan can back me up on this. It was told that it is more of a fatigue kind of a
Muscle
thing.
fit,
Yeah,
muscle
it's more of
fatigue.
a
That's it.
muscular fatigue. So considering he has not played for Belgium, Belgium kind of had a nothing kind of a fixture in this international break as well, which was very important. So it was probably about man management. I don't personally see Lukaku again also missing this game week. Just wanted to touch upon that since we missed out on that.
But
One more
anyways,
doubt I have. One more doubt I have regarding my team. I'm not at all happy with my team, to be honest. It's looking a very below par kind of a team. If just in case Alonso does start, so Rafinha is not going to play 100%. So who should I keep my first sub? Should it be Gallagher or Duffy?
Duffy, I
I
feel
would
that.
keep Duffy.
Duffy. Yeah, he's Duffy is my first sub. So I am hoping that Alonso plays. Then, but if he does not play, I think I'm not going to score even 40 points this game. To be honest, if Salah does not fire.
Salah
I'm
should
not
fire.
happy with my team at all, to be honest.
I think most of us are in that particular position, barring the people who are wildcarding.
Yeah,
So, if people who are not wildcarding like us, I think if we can manage to get out an 11, I think we should be okay for this game week.
yeah.
Let's move on to somebody who is wildcarding and let's look at his present template for wildcard. If you can read it out for people, Anjan.
Nothing has changed actually. Just I feel like
Okay,
Aubameyang
I will
has
just
moved to. like nothing has changed particularly. I feel like Aubameyang has moved to Timo Werner, and like Douglas Luiz has been moved to USR. That's the changes right now. But anyways, I'm not sure about this particularly because I would wait for the press conference regarding Lukaku injury news. If like I feel like Lukaku is fit enough to start, I might like go for him and like moving Antonio to someone Adam Armstrong or Tony. So that's my other option, and I'm like going without red for now.
So I see that you have 8 attackers. Does not
Yeah.
does that not bring a headache to you every game week? Who you are going to bench?
Yeah, I was about to ask the same thing.
Any particular? I mean, if you ask me, barring Livramento, I think it's a benching headache for you every game week.
And
Who are
and
you?
gun the second goalkeeper.
Yeah. So I mean, considering you have taken double Chelsea, double City, I'm
Yeah,
guessing that you will be playing them in defense every game week. So now you have 6 position out of the 8 forwards or 8 attacking options that you have. How much do you have in bank,
I
Rohit?
point eight right now.
oh my god.
So it's not even a straight swap to Lukaku if you want to. So
No,
that's
no,
a
no,
lot of.
no, no. Actually, if I want him, I have to downgrade someone. Like I have to downgrade Antonio, or I have to take a sacrifice in my defense if I want him right now. So it's definitely not a straight swap for me right now. So yeah, it's a headache actually. But I feel like okay, might be Chilwell won't, might be Chilwell won't start particular game. Might be James won't start particular game. So like I have like if like somebody is missing any game week, I would have like covered
But you are spending
most of
so
the.
much just on the fact thinking about whether somebody will be missing. I mean, I think
Yeah,
Livramento,
Yeah,
Duffy, players like these are much more than able substitutes to come on from your bench if required. Also, I mean, I personally would not be suggesting or going with this team, Anjan, to be honest. I'm sorry to say that because how I see the formation that you're pushing yourself into, you're essentially pushing yourself into the zone where you have to captain Salah every week after a certain point. You don't have a standout
so
captaincy
that
option.
is fair enough. Captaining Salah every week is fair enough. You can go for it. I think the problem Anjan is going to face is regarding who is going to bench his players. He's going to be very grumpy if his bench outperforms his midfield or his forward because the way he's setting up his team, there's bound to be certain players on his bench who are going to give a clean sheet bonus or a clean sheet assist or a goal assist kind of a thing. So it's going to haunt him if he spreads it so amongst his 15 players. I mean, he's planning that he's hoping that Chilwell does not play. I would rather take a surety kind of a player rather than banking on Chilwell if he does not play, Alonso plays kind of a thing. So
Because I think me and Rohit both raised this point in the last pod as well. Barring Livramento, all your 4 defenders are very kind of, if I would, if I can use the term, non-secured. Probably then there is nobody like a Rudiger or a
yeah,
Diaz or somebody who's a mainstay. I mean, given a game week, all 4 of these players could miss that particular game week, and then you are in a
Champions
soup
League
because
time. Yeah, during Champions League time. Yeah, they
yeah.
can.
So I mean, you already expect James to not play this game week.
yeah,
Imagine if Alonso is starting this game week and Chilwell is not playing, and Pep just decides to give Stones a run out. You already don't have a defender for this game week. I mean, you don't have your 3 defender quota for this particular game week, and that is something that is probably absolutely viable to happen. I mean, it's not very far fetched to me of think that this might be happening. So I would probably okay, if you want to go ahead with the no trend policy, absolutely go ahead with it. But I would be a bit wary and I would take a bit of caution about moving around which defenders I'm going for.
Yeah, but I like the Foden and the Heung-min Son pick. I think it's kind of a refreshing and a differential kind of a pick. And Foden and Son both have good run of fixtures, so I think If Anjan, you can sort out your defense a bit, maybe get in a Rudiger or something like that, who is sure shot starter. I think you have a decent enough wild card there on your hands.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm like thinking about like if I want a trade, I might be losing. I might be losing Chilwell over there, and I would be going for someone like Chilwell to trend, and most probably then I would downgrade Antonio to someone like non-playing striker like a 4.41 Davies, and I would go from Timo Werner to Lukaku. That's my other option actually
I
right
think
now.
you can afford Trent over Chilwell by downgrading Smith Rowe and Huang as well.
Yeah, because
Considering
No,
your
I think one more thing I just saw in your wildcard, Anjan, I'd like to interrupt. In your team of 15, there are 8 players who are like bound to not start a game week also. Like if you count Chilwell, James, Laporte, Cancelo, we know Baldy and even Tuchel has started rotating his players. Smith Rowe is not guaranteed fully. Foden might also get rotated. Werner, I think, might also get rotated, and Huang might also get rotated. 8 players you have in your team that are not sure shot starters.
actually, Wang though he's a definitely sure for starter right now. If you like
yeah,
go
right now, absolutely,
right now,
he
right
will be
now, like
starting.
he's a definitely
Okay,
starter.
even if you consider Wong, you still have 7. That is half your team.
Yeah, actually, I'm not considering Timo Werner at all. Just Timo Werner is there for namesake right now. But yeah,
Okay.
these other options are definitely I'm okay considering right now, like Foden and ESR and all those stuff. Yeah, ESR can be moved to someone like Douglas Luiz or someone like Saka also if like money is there.
I
So
think you
yeah,
will not require that position as much. I would straight away downgrade Smith Rowe to probably a Brownhill. Brownhill comes in at 4.4. That straight away saves
yeah,
you point 0.9. I will not be overthinking that particular position because you will rarely require that position in that sense. Since you have
no, no.
four defenders at the back.
Yeah, actually I will need that particular position if I feel like my from my four defenders one or the other are not starting a particular week because I don't have like all those secured pick like Diaz or Rudiger or someone like that because I've gone someone like very punter in my team. Chilwell is a punt pick. James is a punt pick. Laporte, no doubt, he's right now the first choice. But yeah, again, you never know. Cancelo would play like 8 to 9 games in. But yeah, odd matches, yeah, it would be very
I,
I
tough for me.
one last question, Anjan, and then will move on to my team probably. Is are you not worried about not owning Lukaku against Norwich?
exactly. You won't believe I was about to ask the same thing. Is he not worried about having a premium forward?
No, no, that is the thing I'm saying that okay, I will wait for the this pressers and all the stuff because I feel like okay, fine.
Suppose
Chelsea,
if the pressure suggests that Lukaku will not be playing,
mm,
does that mean you'll not be carrying Lukaku? I mean, you are already booking a transfer
yeah,
for future.
no, then I would like probably go without him.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's.
Coming and that too coming from a Chelsea fan.
I was
Yeah,
about to say that. I mean, it's something for me. I think it's unthinkable that I not have Lukaku in my
Yeah.
wild card. I think he'll be one of the first names on my team, but definitely I think you might be onto something. We don't
No,
know.
I hope Anjan your team does well. Always in favor of a punty team. Like I also try to do maverick things. If your team does
actually,
well,
I just want to say there is a thread done by our colleague. It was like CFC something. I don't remember his particular Twitter name. That's a very good and long thread about Timo Werner, like how like he is exactly playing right now, and like he's like old playing days and all those stuff. It was a very good trade. And like the way they are playing right now, and like Tuchel has also suggested that like he likes playing two in the top, and like the way Timo Werner is playing right now, like gaining his little bit of confidence and all those stuff. I feel like he would be definitely a very viable second option, provided provided that you have Lukaku in your team as usual.
I think we are also forgetting that Kai is also an option. So Kai is not absolutely out of consideration as well. So
Yeah.
I would be personally wary about Werner, to be very honest. Anyways, let's move on to my team. I think things are getting a bit out of hand. I absolutely have a total disconnect from my team this game week. I will just read it out. Presently, I have Ramsdale as my keeper. I have all five defenders playing: Shaw, Cancelo, Rudiger, White, Duffy. In my midfield, I have Greenwood, Salah, Jota, and in forward, I have Antonio and Lukaku.
You still have
Quick,
Greenwood.
yeah, quick glance at my team. Probably people will suggest that I should be wildcarding. I don't think I'll be wildcarding, especially for the fact that I don't have the time to wildcard this game week, and I don't like to do wildcard like this, wherein I cannot think. Initial thoughts is I would probably ride out Jota. It is not that I will not be in a hurry to transfer him right now this game week. I think my priority this game week probably will be Greenwood, and I do have some money in the bank. I think I have 1.7 in the bank, so I am looking to probably punt on a City midfielder for this game week.
Whom
Are you open to taking a hit, Somnath?
now? Whom you are punting on City
Are you
midfielder?
open to taking a hit? I have a like decent suggestion for you. This if you can just take out Jota or a Greenwood, go for Foden and Antonio to Gabriel Jesus.
I,
I don't know
I
if
don't say
Jesus.
Jesus. It's like Jesus is there in the squad of Brazil.
I think so. He might not be present for this particular match, and then again, I don't want to take Jesus because I am very sure that I will not be in my team for very long. I'll have to again transfer him out. So I don't want to take if at all if I need to do a forward change. My third forward is just give me 1 minute. Phone
Maximin.
disconnected. Yeah, it's
Saint Maxim.
Saint Maximin, correct. So I would probably consider going for a third option, and I think Jimenez would be my choice right now.
Yeah,
Presently, right now, if I have to go
fair
for
enough.
it, probably for a couple of game weeks later, I would have gone for Tony, but right now, I think Jimenez will become an option. So he's the only one probably for whom I will be considering a hit. I don't think a hit is viable since I think I have decent defenders for this game week. So Shaw is a priority. I will need to move out Shaw and Greenwood. I think I'm already settled on a hit there because I need to get Shaw and Greenwood out of my team.
You're going for a City attacker this game week.
I think I would be. I would wait for
And who?
pressers if my present choice is Foden, but if I we never get a hint from Pep obviously, but if some by some almighty intervention we do get a I get a sense that Torres might be playing. I can punt on Torres as well.
Yeah,
If
fair enough.
if uh, if if I get Torres, I think I can move straight away for Trent in place of Shaw, which is something that I would really like. If I go for Foden, then I cannot afford Trent right away.
Yeah,
I'm
Have you
very
thought about
wary about Trent. Yeah.
Have you thought about having Son in your team? Not like going as City midfielder and going for a Son.
Yeah, I have considered that. I think I was before the international break. I was tinkering. I think that will come a bit more long term when I'm losing Antonio, and I think I will be trying to change my formation because I have that price point of Jota. So once I can convert Greenwood also to 8 million around, I think Jota to Sun can be on the cards if I'm downgrading Antonio completely to a non-playing forward. So that is something I have considered. I personally like Spurs more for the run from game week 12.
yeah,
So I'm not in a hurry to get Spurs players right away. I let them gel back first. Game week 12, I think I'm definitely gonna have one Spurs at least.
Do you have a City defender in your team right now?
I have Cancelo.
Okay.
So yeah, uh, I am actually very tempted to get James back. James is somebody who has burnt me a lot. I feel he's a very good choice. I got him. He got injured. He did not play. I took him out last week, and I'm again considering bringing him back this week. But I think I will take your advice on the fact that he might not be playing this game week, and I don't think I'll be taking a hit for James this game week since I don't see Chelsea keeping a clean sheet. So yeah, that's about it. Lots to think, very little
Yeah.
time to think about. Uh, Hope you guys liked. It was not exactly a short pod as you envisioned, but hope you guys liked it. It was anything for FPL guys. I mean,
Yeah.
I hope it was informative to you, helped you make some kind of decision. I think we discussed a lot of injuries, which is worrying a lot of people. Anything else to add, guys?
No, nothing else.
No,
Just
I think just
have a very good time actually.
in conclusion, I would like to say if you're on a wild card, it's better to find a right balance of the players you're bringing in, and the players who are you're taking out, taking into factor for how long you're taking a particular player in your team, how long you're keeping him in your team, and try to maximize the budget which you have, because this year is all about, I think, budget. There are a lot of options out there. It's all about how you maximize your budget and get the best out of it. So we hope sincerely that our pod has helped, even if 1% of your decision making, we feel that we have done a job well accomplished, I feel. So all the best to all the wildcarders out there, and hope that they get their wildcard done within the time and get good points. Have a good game week ahead.
Be patient, as our last guest
Yeah,
said. Like Rohit said, his wildcard never comes good, but he is a patient manager, and eventually his wildcard pays off. So
yeah.
don't be in a haste thinking that wildcard has not placed off, and you start taking a lot of hits. Thank you, guys. That's about it. Thank you so much for all the people who have shown love and subscribed to our channel and likes our videos every game video. We hope to improve our content and hope it helps you guys in the longer run. Please like and subscribe this video if you have liked what we have done. It helps other people to find the video as well. And may your arrows be green. Thank you, guys. We'll be back next week.
Take care.